Okay, Andy. Good morning, everyone. So the last class cursor statements notes is going on. Anyway, these 4 cursor statements. So yesterday I took one program, vector holding some objects. Based on that, I am trying to write the notes for today. So I drawn one diagram here. This is the diagram. Sir, what is this iterator? What is this iterator? I want to know, sir, what is this iterator? Make a sliding iterator. We are writing a notes. Iterator is an interface from java.util package and which is used to retrieve elements from collection object. Retrieve elements from collection objects in forward direction. Iterator is an interface from java.util package and which is used to retrieve elements from collection objects in forward direction. Iterator actually one interface. The following are some important methods from iterator. The following are some important methods from iterator. So if you open iterator, some important 4 methods will be there. Java p java.util.iterator. Some 4 methods are available. like this. The four methods. One is as next method, one is next method, one is remove method, one is for each remaining method. That remove method and for each remaining method introduced by Java 8 version. That is introduced by Java 8 version. These two methods are added into iterator by Java 8. These two are introduced by Java 8. Now, this as next method will check. Like this I will write. Note. Remove and for each remaining methods are remove and for each remaining methods are introduced by Java 8 version. Introduced by Java 8 version and added to iterator. The two methods added to iterator by Java 8 version. Now this as next method will check the element is available or not. Next method will retrieve the element. Remove method will support you to delete the element. For each remaining method also used to retrieve the elements based on lambda expression. This is lambda. Because of this reason I written root. Iterator I written. Iterator Java 8 I written. In normal iterator we use as next and next. In Java 8 we use for each remaining. This is for each remaining. From Java 8 onwards, iterator we are using, for each remaining we are using. So I made a statement under that, introduced by Java 8 version methods there. So like this, under this, as next method will check the element is available or not. Available or not. As next method will check the element is available or not. Next method is used to retrieve the element. Retrieve the element from collection. Retrieve the element means it is used to take the element. Remove method is used to remove the element from collection objects. Collection objects. Now, we have to create object, no? You have to create object, no? So whenever we want to create object for iterator, when we want to create object for iterator, iterator is one interface actually. Whenever you want to create object for iterator, we take the support of one method, this method. Iterator method, this is the method. Iterator method. This method creates object actually. How a method create object means inside this method, one inner class is there. The inner class is implementation of iterator. So iterator method internally creates object for implementation of iterator. This is inner classes only, internally. Among that inner class, third one is there, local inner class for you. The local inner class can be declared inside the methods. So for this iterator, the implementation is available inside the method indirectly. This iterator is going to create object for iterator. So the statement is, we use iterator method. We use iterator method. We use iterator method. This iterator method actually comes from your parent. Vector parent is list. List parent is collection. Collection parent is iterable. In the iterable we had iterator. Iterable. Iterable. Java P. Java dot lang dot iterable. This iterable will have iterator. Iterable is the parent of collection. Diagram is there with you. So here the iterator method is there. This iterator method, make it. We use iterator method to create the implementation. The implementation. We use iterator method to create the implementation object of iterator interface. We use iterator method to create the implementation object of iterator interface, and the object will hold the reference of collection object. Reference of collection object. And this method also generate cursor. You can call it as header. Generate cursor pointing before the first element. We use iterator method to create the implementation object of iterator interface, and the object will hold the reference of collection object. And this method also generate cursor pointing before the first element. So let me draw one imaginary diagram for this paragraph. So for this paragraph, the paragraph meaning is nothing but here. Iterator. This is the syntax. Here iterator working on integer objects. That's the meaning. Means iterator is going to retrieve integer objects. From where means from V. V dot iterator. This one. In this diagram, if I want to add iterator, the meaning of this is iterator method will create implementation object of iterator. Implementation object of iterator, and the object will hold the reference of collection. That's the concept. References concept. One object holding the reference of another object is holding. Now this object will have methods as next method, remove method for each remaining. Like this, methods are available. One implementation object created. The object is holding the methods. The object is holding the address of this collection. Moreover, it also generate one cursor. Pointing before the first element. One cursor is generated here. This is the concept of this iterator method. The point. Now whenever I say it dot as next here, whenever I say it dot as next, this as next method return type is Boolean. So this as next method will move the cursor forward. Sir, how it moves the cursor forward now? Here, whenever I say it dot as next method, this as next method, as next method will use this address. By using this address, control will come here and move the cursor forward. That's the concept. Move the cursor forward. Whenever it move the cursor forward now, element available. When the element is available, the while loop will become true. It dot as next to true because element available. Whenever the element is available, it dot next. If it is true, it dot next. See there. It dot next. This next method also use this address location. This also use this address location. Using this address location, next method will come and retrieve the data. Retrieve the data means it takes this data outside. It's a concept. This data is 0x222. 0x222 will be displayed. Whenever we display the address, automatically toString method is executed. The answer is coming. All of you understood the nature now? Now, the loop runs. The loop is repeated. So, as next method, the cursor will be moving forward. When the cursor moves forward now, element available, true, and so on, the cursor will be moving forward. At last, the cursor will come to the last element. After the last element. When the element is not there, as next method will become false. Whenever it becomes false now, the while loop is terminated. All of you understood, right? If we write as next method and next method, this is your old pattern of writing. Means before Java 8 version, Java 7 people, Java 6 people, Java 5 people used this syntax. Even I also used Java 6 only in Advanced Java. In advanced Java, I used iterator only. Old one I used. Because I don't know the students who are sitting in advanced batches, whether they updated collection framework and came or not. If they updated also, many people will forget and come. Many people will not concentrate on new updations happened in Java 8. To overcome all this point, and we write old point, that is iterator. So point. No, sir. I want to use new iterator. New iterator means in Java 8 it has been added with for each remaining. To use this for each remaining, I created second object. So for each remaining you know already. Yes or no na? For each special iterator, do you remember no? Here for each remaining method will move the cursor. Same point. This it2 dot for each remaining method parameter is lambda. This lambda is attached to the consumer. Here consumer is there or not now? This consumer will provide a written the notes yesterday, no? Here consumer will provide one accept method. In the background, the elements are retrieved. Means you can use lambda expression. You can use normal model. Sir, I don't know while loop means go with for each remaining. So this is old pattern of writing using while loop. This is new pattern of writing where lambda explanation is running to the background to for each remaining method. So theory. All of you understood this too now. Right. Now, there is one concept known as list iterator. Here, list iterator. Before going to list iterator, sir, here one method is there, no, sir? Remove method. Remove method. Sir, what this remove method will do? Here. Iterator. Remove method from iterator working on integer it2 it3 is equal to v dot iterator. Same I created one more object. Here some 12, 13. Now here while of it3 dot as next. Now, integer e is equal to integer it3 dot next. System dot out dot print I. This is normal display only. This is normal display. Now here I will write one condition. If I equal to 13, it3 dot remove. Right. See there. I am using one method to remove the element. Here one 13 element is there, no? 13 element. I want to delete this element now. Okay, right. I used one method known as remove. First IT3 dot as next. The cursor will be moved. By using this, we are taking the element outside. Sir, why you converted? Because next method return type is generic. For displaying auto conversion will come. Whenever you want to compare something, whenever you want to add something, whenever you want to do some operations, you have to convert into our type. Integer type, float type, you have to convert it. For displaying, no issue. Because they only auto convert and display. But whenever you want to do some operation, I am converting. I am converting into integer. If I equal to 13, if it is matched, I am removing. Understood this point now, right? I can remove more elements also. So greater than or equal to 13, I can say. If I value greater than or equal to 13, automatically 3 elements will be deleted. I can filter some elements. Actually, this is used for if any elements less than, suppose I want to give a increment to, I want to give some increment to the employees who completed their services around 10,000, sorry, not 10,000, 10 years example. Of course, SQL support many areas. SQL will support many queries. Many levels also came anyway. Actually, what is happening is, in the real time for you, database we chosen to store data. Yes or no? Right. So our application, the application can be any application, web application or enterprise application. This application taking the support of database to store the data. Because of this reason, Java developers by default learning databases. Any one database, if 2 or 3, good. So now, whenever my application want to do some operations, now it is interacting with the database. If you interact more number of times with the database, performance will be degraded. Right? Now your collections and maps, right, will support to hold some data. So collection and map is mini database actually. Because we can dump the data and keep in this location. In this collections and maps, you can keep the data. Our application can interact with this area. Our applications can interact with it. That only happening in actually. That only happens. Suppose you take any irctc.co.in example. Now user logged in. After login has been completed, he is searching the trains. Suppose I always speak about Secunderabad to Tirupati, he is searching. Date of journey around 15th May and around 15 trains displayed with special trains. Now whenever the 15 trains displayed now, already the 15 trains will come to our collection framework. The 15 trains complete details are available now. Understood now, right? Now my user, I am expecting my user will select any one train here. For booking or for viewing or something he will do. So whenever he selected one train among this now, again I should not go to the database to find it. Understood now? I'll do the operations here only. So that what is the advantage now? Sir, instead of connecting to database, if you connect it to your objects, this is object form only, no? High performance will come. That only concept. High performance means retrieving, editing, viewing, that very fastly you can do because they are object forms. That only concept of collection. So when you go for interview, they'll ask collections. The reason, it is a mini database to you. The developers can keep the data there and do some operations. They can keep the data there and do some operations. Now among this data, I want to delete some data. Example, they given an option, remove it. You are maintaining one list here, no? We given an option to remove it from Java 8 version onwards. You can remove some records there. Whatever the requirement comes for your project, you can remove. That remove method recently introduced by Java 8 version where developer can remove. Simply the statement is, why we have to learn collections means it's like a mini database. Mini database meaning is nothing but I'll keep the data here. Whatever the operations I want to do, I can do on this data instead of doing on the database product. Finally, if I want to update it, I'll update it. So that care we take it. But while application is running, if you can accommodate more data to collection and make your application interact with your collection framework, the performance and application will be very high. That only happening in the market. So through that collection framework, we can create one mini database in the background in the object forms. Not only concept. Understood this point now? Even in your JDBC also, in the JDBC also, the data will come to our result set object and wait there. Right? We can interact with the result set object. Beyond the result set object also in Advanced Java, we bring the data outside and keep in small objects and accommodate an object into one collection framework. That only happening in the market. So, sir, this all work I cannot do manual, no sir. This work I cannot do manual. Because of this reason, ORMs came in the market. ORMs, object relation mapping tools came. Among this, many years played a role is Hibernate. Hibernate with JPA played a role. Still some companies are using Hibernate with JPA. Hibernate with JPA is an example of ORM. It played a role for many years. But nowadays, it became weaker. You know, no? In technology journey, what happened now? Some tools will come, some tools will go. Daily enhancement will come in. If we catch the tool, that is a danger. The engineer who joined on Hibernate 5-6 years back, now threat is there. Because he has to update himself very fastly. Understood this point? This is tool. Nowadays, Hibernate batches not coming from Naresh I. The reason, the technology became weaker. So who is writing this work now? Spring people are writing the work. Spring engineers are doing. So that concept is nothing but working on collection. This is the meaning of remove. They introduced by Java 8 version. Anyway, from all Java 8 version, Lambda is playing a role. I must bring the Lambda. They brought for each remaining method with Lambda. They kept this for each remaining method in special iterator. They kept in special iterator. They brought special iterator. Where is this? Why they said special iterator? Iterator everybody knows. Every Java developer in the market, if he say iterator, he knows. Because without knowing iterator, he not entered into development stage. Everybody knows iterator. Because they named it as a special iterator. Because to educate a developer already working, they'll say special iterator. Then the engineer who is already working, they'll ask, what is this special iterator means? Then they'll show. This special iterator is holding one method for each remaining, which is working on Lambda. Instead of writing while loop, instead of calling two methods, you can call a single method. Internally, Lambda is working, high performance is coming. Understood this point or not now? So anyway, iterator modified as special iterator in the market. Anyway, iterator modified as a special iterator holding for each remaining method. Then why don't you bring that for each remaining method into iterator? Then they kept in the iterator by Java 8 because old projects will be there now. When you join one company, what will be there? Already you will be joining in a maintenance project. Maintenance project means already project will be there. The engineers will be maintaining that project. And some engineers will be concentrating on project enhancement. Project enhancement means already some project is there. The client asked some enhancement. Some team will be working on enhancement. And sometimes you will be recruited to new project. You are a part of new client requirement. So you may be anywhere in your company. Suppose if it is an existing maintaining project, definitely iterator will be there. Why don't you modify that iterator to new? That only they given a for each remaining option to you to change that loop to for each remaining and increase the performance. Because they given an option to you. That's the concept. This is about iterator. Iterator by Java 8 for each remaining. Iterator has new method, that is remove. Iterator came with one more, list iterator. Make a siding, list iterator. List iterator is an interface from java.util package and which is used to retrieve elements from list objects in both directions, forward and backward. List iterator is an interface from java.util package and which is used to retrieve elements from list objects in both directions, forward and backward. So list iterator will work only on list objects. It will not work on other objects because I written list objects. It will not work on set. It will not work on queue. It will work only on list objects. And list iterator is extended from iterator. Simply you can say child interface of iterator. List iterator is extended from iterator. List iterator is extended from iterator, which means child interface of iterator. So in your book, maintain some diagram like this. list iterator, list iterator, extends from iterator. So child interface. For interview purpose, you must know that point. So because of this reason, draw somewhere and keep it like this. Iterator. Iterator link to list iterator. So this is also interface and this is also interface. You must link it because for interview purpose you must know list iterator is a child of iterator, because question is there. What is the difference between iterator, list iterator? Iterator will retrieve the elements from collection object, total collection, in forward direction. List iterator retrieve elements only from list objects in two directions, forward and backward, and the following methods make it. The following are some important methods of list iterator. Right. You write just names, you can write and keep it. Names. For interview purpose, list iterator, some idea. All are attending spring, no? Because today the Delhi team is coming in. Your NASCOM Delhi people are coming. So for batches, they are planning assessment test. One prime test is there, no? And they're giving the fee reimbursement also. If you clear the test, no, you'll get 50% of your amount will come back from Government of India. You paid some fee, no? If we clear one test, that amount will come back to your account. They'll return back from Government of India. I'll show the slide. If you clear the test, one test they are conducting, clear the test, you paid one fee, no, the 50% of amount will come to your account from Government of India. Fee reimbursement option is there for NASSCOM. And your assessment test, after many discussions, your assessment test level has been decreased. Everybody can take that skill test. So first they given with very high level skill test. And after many reviews, I also participated in review. After many reviews, we decreased the level. That examination level has been decreased. For Naresh IT students, if possible, go with skill test. Directly Government of India will give a certificate to you. Right? So because huge strength is available in our place. We showed that already. Huge strength. Almost since 1 year we crossed 3,000, 3,500 students we crossed already. So that all among that few people are going for skill test. We shown that huge strength for them, though they are coming down with skill test with to issue more certificates from Hyderabad Center. Understood this point? Use that opportunity, and fee reimbursement option is there. They given. I'll show the slide and I'll upload it. Some documents they needed, upload it, and if we clear the test, the amount will be returned back. Right? So that all amount will be credited to your account directly when you clear that option they given. Okay, right. Yesterday only I got that slides to you. I'll show it. Today the team is coming for visiting. So after today's discussion, tomorrow I'll give more clarity on that part. Who completed spring, who after completing spring, go for test. Job only. Trial the job, you get the job, do the work. All parallel you must do. Keep busy. You registered one course means keep yourself busy. Trials only. Job came. Meanwhile, adjust your time, Saturday, Sunday, morning hours, evening hours, adjust it. Complete it. Take the certificate. Right? Like this, you have to, don't leave anything here. Don't leave trial. Don't leave learning. Don't drop this certificate. All you have to maintain. Only 3-4 years this pressure will be there. After that, happiness only, no. Understood? Because many people are leaving and going. So my suggestion, don't leave it. Adjust your time. Work hard. Right? Work hard. Nowadays I'm coming late in this time. Observe since 1 week. I am sitting here up to 9:30. Some document is going on. I'm getting late. So I'm going home very late. 10:30 I'm going home, and because morning effect coming. 2-3 days documentation work I'm doing for your NASSCOM people only. So my suggestion, don't leave it. Yesterday one person got job. Somebody given mail to me. A mechanical student. Somebody given one mail to me. He got 4.4 lakhs almost. Somebody kept one mail. So job coming also, don't leave it. Management is saying that only. Don't ask them not to leave it. So adjust their times somewhere here, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere. Come and ask. If you ask this management person, they also do not have any proper information. You go to main office. I'll give one support mail to you, support number to you. Contact it and finish off. Because evening batch people, somebody got jobs and they left and went away. Certificate. So that people are saying why they are leaving them. Don't ask them to leave it. Some other way, let them complete. So we want the certificates more in the India. NASSCOM certificate should be increased. Then only your government of India, when we travel somewhere and go, no, that certificate will be highlighted. So your government of India is promoting that certificate to highlight in the future. So my suggestion, take all. Okay, right. Anyway, look here. List iterator. Here 2 methods are there. These 2 methods you can understand, no? Right. This is forward direction. This 2 is backward direction. And next index, this is taking the index value. I'll display. Where is this forward? So this is the display, list iterator display. I will display index value also. I'll display here. This is index value. This is value. This is index. This is value. Index value. Index value. Index value. Index value. Index value. There is an option of displaying indexes. That only. As index. Next index. Previous. This is forward. This is backward. Remove no. Just now I given no. Remove method. Remove. Set means add. Right? You can replace one method. Set means replacing no. You can replace one value or you can add one value. You can add it also. You can replace it. So here it is coming. I am displaying. Where is this? Okay. Sir, only white two elements came. Here I removed it, no, this one. Because effect is coming on that same object only, no. This is list iterator. Where is this code? Right. My intention, list iterator here. Because here I displayed here already with index. Now say here, where is this? This one, list iterator. lt2 dot set new integer of 500. That set method is, let us see what happened. Integer I is equal to integer. 1 minute, I'll explain it. I'm adding lt2 dot next. If that I equal to 1 3 forward, right? So this one not supporting, I'll show separate program. I'll do that set and list separately. Your confusion is coming if I include it. Right. Anyway, this is okay. I'll use this method separately for you. Set and add. Okay, right. Look here. Now these two methods will support forward direction. You can move the elements in forward direction. Be careful. The cursor will come in the first. The cursor will be moved to forward. The same cursor only moves to backward. Once you move forward, again you cannot display from first, because again the cursor should come back. And one question is there. If I want to display the elements from backward by using list iterator, how it is possible? Can I display the elements backward directly? Directly not there. You have to move the cursor forward first. Then only backward will come. So only one cursor is moving. So when you are working with cursors there, proper imagination needed. That only no such elements and illegal is coming. So I'll do this work separately. In a separate program, I'll do it. Okay, right. So finally, list iterator object also needed for me. Whenever list iterator object is needed, we had a method known as list iterator. Make it here, note, NOT note. We use list iterator. We use list iterator method to create the implementation object of list iterator interface, and the object will hold the reference of list object, and the method also generate cursor pointing before the first element of list object. We use list iterator method to create the implementation object of list iterator interface, and the object will hold the reference of list object, and the method also generate cursor pointing before the first element of list object. Same flavor. So these methods, okay. These methods will work already. So here for me exception is coming. Let me work separately and show to you, right? Separate program. These two methods will move the cursor to forward. See, like this. So in our program, this is the syntax. List iterator is the syntax. The syntax now. So in this syntax, already you had here also, not this one. You can have list iterator. Here one object is created. List iterator also one object created. And the object will hold address. Actually, that inner classes, references, that all design models. When you become a vendor engineer, the knowledge should be very high. That all knowledge is for vendor. Vendor means this one only. Product designers. Who written that iterator method and given to you know? You are using iterator method or not now? You are writing the notes about iterator. Iterator will create object. How it creates? Service engineer don't know. You are imagining one inner class, that's all. But whenever you want to write that method, you must become a vendor engineer. So there the references concept is there, inner class concept is there. The inner class is the implementation of one interface is there. Like this, the concepts will play a role. Now it is holding. What are the methods to be highlighted now? As next method. As previous and previous. These four methods you have to remember it. Because first two methods will move the cursor forward. Now, one cursor will be pointing here. One cursor will be pointing here. The list iterator, that only. List iterator, whenever you want to go for forward, as next and next. Just I am displaying the index also. I am displaying the index value because the method is working, I am showing. So, as next method, displaying the element. In the backward direction, again you are coming forward. As previous, you are moving the cursor backward. Means we can move the cursor in forward. We can move the cursor in forward. As next. As next. As next. As next. as next, and as next. Whenever it comes here, again you can move the cursor backward like this. As previous, the cursor is moving backward again. As previous, it is coming. Once the cursor comes down, when the cursor again it is coming backward. That only as previous, it is coming backward. As previous, we can move the cursors in two directions. At last, the cursor will come and point here. We are moving the cursor in two directions. That only list iterator speciality, forward and backward. Whenever you want to move forward, as next and next. Backward means as previous and previous. All of you understood iterator and list iterator. What is the difference between iterator and list iterator? Make a question here only. FAQ. What is the difference between iterator and list iterator? Iterator is used to retrieve elements from collection objects only in forward direction. Collection objects means it will work on set, it will work on list, it will work on queue. That's called collection objects. List iterator is used to retrieve elements only from list objects, in both directions, forward and backward. Moreover, list iterator is a child of your iterator. You know that point. So always we use iterator or special iterator generally. List iterator is less used. Right. Enumeration. One more interface actually. Enumeration is an interface from java.util package and which is used to retrieve elements from vector objects in forward direction. Enumeration is an interface from java.util package and which is used to retrieve elements from vector objects. Here also one specialty is there. Enumeration will work only on vector. It will not work on other. It's only on vector it works. Enumeration is an interface from java.util package, and which is used to retrieve elements from vector objects in forward direction. Now enumeration has two methods. The following are some important methods from enumeration. Important methods from enumeration. So two methods will be there. Two methods. Enumeration, we had two methods. Java.util. And enum different, and not, this is not enum. Many people are confused there only. This is not enum, separate again. Enumeration separate. Enumeration one interface, that's all. Enum is an abstract class. Enum is coming on the way. If we complete this session, then enum will come. Last object enum only. So enumeration separate. Enumeration separate interface this is. Only new method added is as iterator. This is new method added. Some new methods are not reflecting for me. Right? Okay. So these are the three methods available. As more elements, next element from many years it is available. Almost from 95 onwards it is available. Almost from the starting version onwards it is available. This is newly added. Default iterator newly added. Right. Select all, write the methods. At least you must know the method is available. I'll work these rare methods in the last. Now these two methods I used, old pattern I used. As more elements and next element. Same. As more element will move the cursor. Next element will take the element. The two methods. So for us, why these methods will come means, for you, your language is not a new language. Old one, no? Very, 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 very old. Almost 20 plus experienced engineers also available. Many existing domains are there. Java based n number of domains are there in the market. Whenever you want to enhance them, they must add some methods internally. That only concept. Many methods they are using iterator list, enumeration anywhere, they can convert into iterator. If they convert into iterator, if they link to iterator for each remaining method can be linked. So for lambda expression linking, they used that methods internally, but you must specify these two methods now. Sir, if I want to create object for enumeration, in vector I given one method to you. In vector, by plan, I'll give one method to you. Stack vector. In vector, I'll write one method. I written one method or not? No. By plan, I kept one method in your book, elements. Because I know your Spring teacher is going to use this method. Your Spring trainer and web service trainer is going to use the method elements. So on that day, at least my student should remember. Of course, you never remember, I know. But at least one student among these people should remember, okay, Venkatesh sir said elements method available in vector. Again, they will go and ask, sir, what is this elements method? Automatically, a teacher will scold me only. For Java trainers. Elements I kept. By plan only, I not shown this method on that day, but I kept in your notebook. Because I know this method will be reflected. The methods what I am writing, you are going to see. If I am not giving training also, in the future, lot more journey is there. No? Somebody will use it. On that day, if they are using collection framework is there, they'll say, immediately open my book and check it. Somewhere the method will be fixed. So then you can connect it. So this method available here means, so there the object belongs to list. the object belongs to vector, at least that 40% reflection comes to your trainer will automatically coordinate that. So I kept one elements means what? Sir, vector holding elements giving the object of enumeration. Today I want enumeration now. So that is a link I kept it. So today if I want to create object for enumeration, I want to create object for enumeration. Make it note. We use elements method to create the implementation object of enumeration interface and the object will hold same the reference of vector object and this method also generate cursor pointing before the first element of vector. Right. This syntax available in your book. See there, I written enumeration this is enumeration. Same. The object is creating. So why I am drawing means they are all cursor objects. I am going to introduce the term as cursor objects, container objects, utility objects. 3 types will be there. So why I am drawing it? They are all cursor objects. So because I am drawing the diagram, this is cursor object. This is all are holding the address of their collection now. So they all comes under cursor objects by terminology. Same. This will bind the address location of vector here. And we are highlighting 2 methods now. One is next element. Next element. Has more elements. Has more. These 2 methods you have to highlight it. It is going to generate one cursor anyway. Cursor. And it is going to move this cursor forward. Going to move the cursor. All of understood same pattern. That will move it. As more elements, move the cursor forward. Move the cursor forward. True means retrieve it. Same process. Right. One important point to be remembered. Note. I am writing separate note and drawing the box anyway. Do you remember string tokenizer, string joiner? Do you remember? In the string chapter, I said utility classes. That string tokenizer, see that. They also from util only. Java.util.string tokenizer. String tokenizer is a child class of enumeration. It is a implementation of enumeration actually. Because the string tokenizer also move the cursor token by token, token by token. I drawn the diagram also. So how the cursor is moving means it is the implementation of enumeration. So string tokenizer class is the implementation class of enumeration. That link is available because in interview they may not ask it, but question will come. String tokenizer implementation of which interface? They'll give the option string. So very less people know that question. It is a string tokenizer very popular anyway. Of course, we used 1 or 2 times, but in the future, to break the string, we use tokenizer. Right? To join the string, we are using joiner. String joiner is Java 8 again. It came by Java 8. Tokenizer means breaking. This tokenizer is a implementation of enumeration. Make a statement. Java.util.string tokenizer. String tokenizer class is the implementation class of Java.util.enumeration interface. Enumeration interface. Small diagram. Enumeration one interface linked to string tokenizer. This is one class. Interface to class what keyword now? Implements. Why I am drawing the diagram and that paragraph you will not read it. Suppose diagram is there means in your notes you will go. What is this diagram? You will see no. If you write one line and leave it, you will forget that line in the middle. So that much of care we take also students are not learning. Right? One more, their above point is list iterator is a child interface of iterator. That point you have to remember it. And string tokenizer is an implementation of enumeration. That point you have to remember it. Collection is extended from iterable. This rare points you have to remember it. Okay, right. Now, this is about your enumeration for today. So remaining for tomorrow, already you know that already. Special iterator, we recorded the notes, but even then 5 minutes I'll write it. Down one for each is there, again 5 minutes, both similar. After that, one small sorting process for 15-20 minutes. Right? After that, we go for enum. Right. So take a break. Thank you very much for today. I'll upload the notes now within 5 minutes.